Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Joey, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys 3 meta builds for the Strun Incarnon. Now, I am using the Strun Prime for this showcase. Now, before we get into the build, I will be showing you guys the Incarnon perks. Now, the Incarnon perks are for Evolution 2. We go with On Firing. You get +5 base multi-shot, stacks up to 5x, you get up to 25 base multi-shot, and you stack this up fully. You're getting 60% reload speed from this. Now this is very nice because this weapon in its non-incarnate form will reload 1 bullet at a time, so I would recommend you go for this, though if you prefer to go for the other 2 here, you can go for the other 2 here. It's totally up to you. And then for the final evolution here, for the first 2 builds, I'm going to be showing you guys this with elemental balance. And for the final build, I have a little crit setup for you guys if you're interested in crit setup for this weapon. So first things first, what I have for you guys in the first build is I just have your viral heat setup. Now, this setup is getting over 500% status chance. We don't opt for any crit or any crit damage because this is a full status build. The radial attack has innate blast, so you can see the regular added radial stats right here where we have viral and heat, and we have our 500% status chance. Now, this weapon is a radial attacking weapon, so we do not go for galvanized savvy, as this will have no effect. So we just opt for base damage instead. So what I have here is I have Shotgun Elementalist to bolster the heat proc damage. I have Galvanized Hell for multi-shot stacking. I have our base damage here. I have Cold plus Toxin to make viral. We go for 60/60s because we want to stack the status chance up. We go for flat heat here, so you can see our weighting. We have 200% heat weighting on this since we have double heat mod, so the heat weighting is actually higher than the viral still, which is very, very solid. And then here we also just go for Bane. We go for Galv's Acceleration to increase our projectile speed, which will in turn increase the fall-off range. And then I have Primary Merciless. You can go for a different arcane if you want, since we do have base damage on the build, though I do like having a Primary Merciless on this build. Now I'm going to show you guys this one real fast on how this works. Now you see, you headshot, you get your stacks, and then now all you go into your Incarnon form, and now you have this radial attacking, you know, AoE weapon as your shotgun. And now you can see with the status chance we hold, you can see if you shoot it into this crowd one time with all the stacks we have, you can see how many statuses proc off 1 bullet of this weapon. It's really, really impressive. So pretty much it's like, you know, you get your stacks up and then you could just apply a little bit of heat and the heat will tick them all down. You don't need to shoot all that much. Just remember, it only has a 4-meter radius, so make sure you're hitting everything. Like you can see, I missed these 2 up front here. You can see 1 shot and the heat will tick them. The heat will tick them down. So it's really, really solid as far as status weapons go. It's in the upper echelon. It's a really strong AoE option. Now, if you guys aren't big fans of the viral heat, I have a corrosive blast setup. This one actually gets even higher values in the status. We get up to 618% because we have 4 60/60 mods giving us blast and corrosive right here. We run the semi-shotgun cannonade for the flat base damage. We have primed Cleanskineer, so we have our primed faction damage mod. We have galvanized hell for multi-shot stacking. We have status damage from Shotgun Elementalist here. This is also going to give us magazine capacity, which is nice. And then we have galvanized acceleration once again, alongside primary merciless. You could go for something different if you want here. Shotgun Vendetta is not a bad option. Same thing with the other build. Definitely something you could go for if you still wanted to opt for it. But for me, just to keep it simple, I'm going to stick with primary merciless so you guys can see what this does. Now this one is like more of your dots aren't going to tick on this one, but you're still dealing dot damage. The reason the corrosive is here to strip the armor, so the base damage will deal more on the blast. Now you can see it's going to start out a little bit slow. You want to get your stacks rolling, and then once you get your stacks rolling, it just turns into what you can see here. It's more of like a instant type of kill, but it's still, the blast is still double dipping. The status damage mod is still increasing the damage of the blast. So these mods are still important to have, even though it doesn't look like we're really dealing dot damage. We are dealing a ton of dot damage. It's just happening so quickly that you don't really see it stack, and you don't really have anything on that stacks. The only thing that you really see stack up is going to be slash. So you can see here, very, very nice stuff. This absolutely deletes rooms. It's really, really powerful. I'd recommend this one if you guys are looking for still a status-based build, but you don't want to just do the viral heat basic setup. Now, the final setup I have for you guys, this one I kind of just put together for fun. I felt like I would do this one Just to show you guys what this weapon looks like with crit. Now the status is so much better, but the crit is still an option. What I have for you guys here is I have Viral Electric with Innate Blast. We're running Critical D-Cell with Prime Ravage for CCCD. We have Bane once again. We have Shotgun Elementalist since we are going to be dealing Electric, and we're also dealing Innate Blast damage. So this is going to help out in that regard as well. So really, really solid. The builds look pretty similar. This one just has like a slight touch of crit on it. Primary Merciless again with Galvanized Acceleration. Now this one doesn't have any base damage on it, so this one I would highly recommend you go for Primary Merciless here. If you want more base damage, you can drop Prime Cleanse Grenier and go for base damage here instead, or even you could drop this and go for Cannonade. There's a few ways you could probably go about it, but this is the way I'm showing you guys. So no base damage on the build. Base damage comes from the Arcane. This one's fully crit based. You can see we have 180% critical chance, 8.3x critical damage multiplier. We're still hitting 73% status, so status is still going to proc, which is really solid. So I'm going to show you guys how this works here. Now the reason I went for Viral Blast on this one is because since it's crit, you want the most flat damage we can get, so I opt for both primed elemental mods. Now you're going to see this one's going to start slow as well, but once you get the stacks up, like with all of these weapons, it's going to start doing a little bit more, but it's not the status builds. The status builds, you can see just from the showcases, the status builds are definitely stronger. But if you like crit builds over status builds, everyone has their preference. People play the game they want, the way they want. So if you're looking for something crit based, this is definitely an option. You're going to be using more ammo to kill the enemies, but you're just going to have to recharge it back up, just like that, and then you get back in action. So overall, this build's really solid too, but I like the status builds better myself. You can go build it however you want. I'll just show you the build one last time. I want to thank you guys for watching my video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment down below, please subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.